Reedy along with Ken Williams.
What's up?
Ken, I got a question for you, buddy.
What's up, Bill?
What's with the hat?
Dude, this hat represents the greatest football program and the greatest conference in all of college football. The University of Alabama, baby. Home of Bear Bryant. All I can say is roll Tide.
Another Bama boy, huh? All righty then. Let's go to the ring. You're watching Mid-South Wrestling.
And this match features one of my favorite tag teams, the Mexicutioners. And they will be taking on Big Alfred Karter and his partner, JB Varsity. Man, I tell you, I love these Mexicutioners. They are, they're great athletes. They have a ton of skills. And as you can see, they are fan favorites.
Yes, I like these guys too. They've been around a while. They're not newbies in the business. They're proud. They say they're descended from Aztec warriors, and they're very proud of their working class background. These guys are blue collar workers. They bring their lunch pails, and they're going to stay till they get the job done.
And I've seen that time and time again. It seems like every time they get in the ring, no matter what they're up against, they always find a way to win.
Oh, yeah, they're not going to stop till they do. You know, they're against two big boys. They're at a huge size disadvantage. But, you know, these other guys they're guys that are earning their stripes. They're learning the business, and they're in there against a couple of boys that's going to teach them the business.
Well, I tell you what, they've got to be some of the best teachers in the business that I could think of. They're not afraid of nobody. They never back down. I've actually seen them in the ring with a guy bigger than this.
Oh, yes. I mean, these guys, I said boys a while ago, but I didn't mean boys. They're men. They're not the biggest guys in the world, but they're men through and through.
And look at the Mexicutioners. They're just energy. They get on an opponent, they stay on an opponent, and they just keep on them.
Oh, yes. Like I said, they're blue-collar workers. They're going to stay there until they get the job done. They're going to find a way to do it. You know, when you work with big guys like this and you're a smaller guy, I always was, you find a way to chop the big trees down. See? He found a way to put the tree down.
And that was nice, too, and he chopped it right down.
Yeah. He put him on the ground. The thing about these big boys, you know, getting up and down wears you out when you got that kind of weight. They're not in the best shape either. Like I said, these are young guys. They're just learning the business. They hadn't been around that long. And but this is how you learn, getting in there against guys who've got the experience.
Well, I don't know, but I've always been told that if you're both on the ground, that takes that size advantage right away.
Well, at least if the guy you're fighting's on the ground, it takes his size advantage away from you, from him.
There's Jesus, and there's a little technical wrestling from the big man.
Yeah, just rolled him over, went for a pin, but they haven't done enough to keep these Mexicutioners down. Actually, they haven't done enough to keep these big boys down yet. You know, to keep a man's shoulders down for 3 counts, you have to wear him out. You've got to pick a body part, or you've got to work on his cardio. You've got to wear him out as well as hurt him before you're going to keep a man down for a 3 count if he's got any man at all.
Well, there's a tag. Just as you were saying that, it looked like what Jesus was doing. He'd picked an arm and started working on it, and JB Varsity came in, and Jesus showed him that, brother.
Yep, here they are. This is tag team wrestling. Work together, especially against a bigger man like this.
This is what I was talking about earlier. Here's Ray. He's on top of his opponent. He's pressuring him. He's not even giving him time to breathe.
Yep, you notice all those kicks, they're not that hard, but he was catching him in that small part of the ribs there. And if you just keep, that's part of wearing a man down. You interfere with his breathing patterns, that wears you out really quick. Causes that lactic acid to build up in your bloodstream because you're not effectively purging that out of your bloodstream.
Well, you know, one of the things that I'm most impressed about, and you mentioned it earlier, these guys are descendants of Aztec warriors, and that's how they are in the business. They're honorable, they're hardworking, and I've never seen them really resort to unethical tactics unlike some people around here that I won't mention.
Are you talking about me now?
No, I would never talk bad about you, Mr. Ash.
At least not to my face, huh? Yeah, these guys are a team. They work together. They team up every chance they get. Double that man. That's increasing your chances. That's wearing him out. It's a wear down process. Whoever can wear the other man down stands the best chance of winning.
And here's Jesus, and he's the power of the team. You know, he's stocky. He's built well, and he likes to use that weight against you.
Yeah, he's strong guy. He's not that big, but he's strong.
He's kind of guy that some people affectionately refer to as a fire plug.
Yep. Oh, nice and suplex.
Oh, JB Varsity, that was nice.
Yeah. If you've never had that, if you've never been upside down and then come crashing down on your, especially your low back and everything, it jars your kidneys, it jars your heart, your lungs. They all say, I think I'm going to take a breather here for a minute.
Well, as you know, I've never been in that ring, and at my age, I don't think I'll be doing it at all. So everything that you say to me is gospel as far as I'm concerned, Mr. Ash.
Yep. You notice there he managed to turn that into a hammerlock. That's what you do. You're always looking for that advantage. You're always looking for an escape, a reversal.
And there's some great ring work. Tag in and out, keep a fresh man in, especially against a bigger guy like this. Very nice splash from Ray.
Yeah, that's what he really wanted. He wanted to set him up for that. You know, even though Ray's not that big, you know how much when you come flying and all of his weight and his momentum built up, crashing into your lungs that way, that takes the breath out of you.
I wouldn't believe it would feel good, that's for sure.
Believe me, it doesn't. But he's not staying down. He's a big boy. He's absorbing a lot of punishment. That's one thing about that size. It gives you an ability to absorb a lot of punishment.
Oh, he paid Ray back with a little splash of his own.
Yeah. Pretty weak kick, though. But like I said, these two big boys, they're young in the business. They've got a lot to learn, and see, he's tired. He threw that little chop that was more for I think, just to do something because he didn't really affect him much. But he's trying. I mean, these guys are learning. It takes a while.
I was going to say, it looks like Ray and Jesus is taking the air away from these big boys.
Yep, he reversed that. Nice. Going to the pin. Don't think he's probably going to get it here. It's not quick. Had worn down enough. These big boys are big. It's going to take a little more than that to put these two big boys down, I believe.
Well, I must admit, JB Varsity and his partner, they got heart.
They're game. They're young guys, and they're trying. That's what you do. You get your dues. He's got that shot, and he's throwing those little short punches to the ribs. If you notice, we've switched camera angles. We had a little technical difficulty here. Now, that was nice.
That was very nice. Oh, now he's going to go over and talk a little trash to Ray's partner.
Yep. It's psychological. If you can make a guy mad, you get him upset, you get him off his game. So that's part of it.
What do they call that? A war of attrition?
Well, yeah. The whole thing is a war of attrition, and you bring the more weapons you can bring to the fight, the better off you are. And I tell my students when I'm teaching them, as physical as pro wrestling is, it's still 90% mental. And most people look at me with "What are you talking about?" But after a while, they start understanding.
Well, I think that's probably true in all sports, but maybe more so in professional wrestling than any other.
Yeah, it's definitely true in that. See those, not hard punches, but just continued short punches into those short ribs. And if you've ever been hitting those short ribs, you know how much that affects you, how much it hurts, and how much it affects your breathing.
And there the Mexicutioners, still quick tags, keeping a fresh man in. Little double team here.
Nice tag work. That's good. Now watch. Little kick to keep his partner out so that he can't stop that count.
That's good for the 3, and we get the Mexicutioner signal.
I'm Bill Henry Reedy, and you're watching Mid-South Wrestling. And we here have finally cornered the psychotic one, Mr. Ellis B Hall. Ellis, what kind of words of wisdom do you have for our viewers today?
My father always said, no sunshine, no rain.
You know, in Ireland, this fist is registered as a deadly weapon. It's put people in the hospital. It's almost put one person in the grave. 6 feet under. You see, when you're in a ring with me, you're coming at my fist. And this ain't no normal fist, nah. This is an Irish hand grenade. Active, ready, pin pulled, and ready to explode. Jake O'Brien. You know the rest. Now get to walking.
In our final match of the evening, we've got the psychotic one, Ellis B Hall, up against Rob Awesome. Rob Awesome's pulling double duty tonight. This will be his second match of the evening. I sure wouldn't want to be him in the morning.
No, you wouldn't want to be anybody up against this Ellis B Hall, the psychotic one. This man is 6'8", a little over 300 pounds. He is a monster.
I don't know where he's from, Mr. Ash, but he is one freaky dude.
You got that right. He is a strange individual. Now, I knew some strange ones when I was on the road, but he's as strange and freaky as any of the guys I know.
Well, anytime you're around him, if you look in those eyes, boy, you know he's not where he's supposed to be.
Look at him now. He's hearing voices that nobody else hears. He's definitely dancing to a different drummer.
Rob Awesome's like, where's this guy at?
You don't really want to know where he's at, I don't think.
Well, I think Mr. Awesome's getting ready to find out.
Yeah, this is a total mismatch. A complete mismatch.
He just threw Mr. Awesome across the ring like he was a piece of paper.
Yeah. Well, yeah, comparatively he is. Yep.
What was Rob thinking there?
I don't know. Well, he was trying something. When you get somebody like that, you do anything you can.
Oh, there's that heart punch.
Yep. Just wham. I told you. Have you ever seen that man's fist? He has huge fists.
Look at this guy. He is just insane. Even the ref is afraid of him.
Would you want to touch him?
No.
Now that is some serious wrestling action, Ken.
Man, I tell you, the Mexicutioners, they looked awesome. They're out there, they made a statement with this match. And you know what, Bill? This is the first time I've ever seen a tag team use another man's weight to their advantage.
No doubt about it, and that's going to build up some bad blood between these two teams, and they are going to be serious brawling after this, no doubt. Thank you for joining us here at Mid-South Wrestling. Next week, same station, same time. For Ken Williams, I'm Bill Henry Reedy. Good night.